Its series begins with a warning from a 1960s scientist on a talk show.
I'm sorry, I meant people on planes.
He explains that certain parasitic fungi, like Cordyceps, control the minds of their insect hosts.
You like saying no?
Yes, fungus.
These fungi can't
Because there are
infect
some
humans
fungi who seem
unless
not
they
to
evolve
kill,
to withstand
they
higher
make us ill,
temperatures.
but fungi
If the
can
planet
alter
warms
their
just a little,
minds to
such a
go.
jump
They
becomes
do,
possible.
Like a puppeteer with a marionette. For instance, the world were to get slightly warmer.
And if that
Last
happens,
human alive
humanity
by
loses.
any means necessary.
So if that happens,
We lose.
In 2003, the worst-case scenario comes true. An outbreak begins in Indonesia when a woman at a flower factory attacks her co-workers. An expert mycologist is called in and confirms the presence of Cordyceps in her body. She warns the government to bomb the city, the only way to stop the spread. But it's too late. Shipments of contaminated flour and infected travelers carry the fungus across the world in days. In Austin, Texas, Joel Miller is a working-class father living with his teenage daughter, Sarah. On his 36th birthday, he works late, and Sarah surprises him with a repaired watch. That night, the outbreak reaches America. Joel, his brother Tommy, and Sarah try to flee the chaos. But their truck crashes due to a plane crash. They escape on foot, but are stopped by a soldier ordered to eliminate potential infections.
Her ankle. Stop right there. We are not sick.
He shoots Sarah. Joel survives, but Sarah dies in his arms. 20 years pass. Civilization collapses. Cities become ruins. The government is replaced by Fedra, a militarized agency that controls quarantine zones. Outside these zones, infected roam freely, and smuggling thrives. Joel now lives in the Boston QZ, emotionally closed off. He partners with Tess, a fellow survivor. Together they run contraband and handle dangerous deals. Joel's only personal goal is to find Tommy, who joined the Fireflies, a rebel group fighting Fedra, and has gone silent. Joel and Tess try to buy a car battery from a man named Robert. The deal goes bad. Robert sold the battery to the Fireflies. When they find him, they also encounter Marlene, the wounded leader of the Fireflies. She offers a trade, smuggle a teenage girl named Ellie to the Massachusetts State House. In exchange, they'll get the supplies they need to find Tommy. Joel is reluctant, but agrees. As they sneak Ellie out of the QZ, a Fedra soldier scans them. Ellie tests positive, and Joel kills the soldier before he can act.
Yeah, it's not getting any worse, is it?
What was Marlene doing with an infected kid?
I'm not infected. She found me after I was bitten.
Ellie explains she was bitten weeks ago, but hasn't turned. Marlene raised her and believes she might hold the key to a cure. The group cuts through the Bostonian Museum. It's infested with clickers, blind, long-infected creatures that hunt using sound. Ellie is bitten again, but remains fine. Tess, however, is not. At the State House, they find all the Fireflies dead. Tess reveals she's infected and urges Joel to complete the mission.
Fucking real. I need you to get her to Bill and Frank's. Ask her for anything not to feel the... You get her there.
When infected arrive, she sacrifices herself by blowing up the building to give Joel and Ellie a chance to escape. Joel decides to head to Lincoln, Massachusetts to find Bill and Frank, old acquaintances. After the outbreak, Bill fortified a neighborhood and lived alone until he met Frank, who fell into one of his traps. They shared a meal and music, fell in love, and built a life together. Frank, later suffering from a degenerative disease, asked Bill to help him die peacefully. Bill joined him, leaving behind a note and everything they owned, including a truck,
29,
to Joel.
2023. I'm guessing you found this, Joel. Take anything you need.
Joel and Ellie continue west, bonding slowly.
I'm just fucking...
They make it to Kansas City, where they're ambushed. The city is now under control of a militia led by Kathleen, who overthrew Fedra. She's hunting Henry, a man who turned in her brother Michael to Fedra in exchange for leukemia meds for his brother Sam. Joel and Ellie encounter Henry and Sam, who are hiding. They agree to escape together. Henry knows underground maintenance tunnels may lead them out safely.
I know the city, and that's how I'm gonna help you get out.
Inside, they find remnants of a community long gone. Outside, they're attacked by a sniper. Joel circles around and kills the sniper, just in time for Kathleen's forces to arrive. But a buried sinkhole collapses, unleashing a horde of infected from underground. Chaos erupts. A bloater, a large armored infected, tears through the attackers. Kathleen tries to stop Henry but is killed by a child clicker. Joel and the others escape. That night, Sam reveals to Ellie he was bitten. Ellie, desperate to help, cuts her hand and rubs her blood on his wound. They fall asleep side by side. In the morning, Sam turns. Henry is forced to shoot his brother, then turns the gun on himself.
Henry, no!
Joel and Ellie bury them and move on. 3 months later, Joel and Ellie reach the outskirts of Jackson, Wyoming. They meet an old couple who warn them about danger west of the river.
West of the river?
You're not gonna scare us.
Joel suffers a panic attack, overwhelmed by fear of failing Ellie. Soon after, they're surrounded by a group on horseback. It turns out to be Tommy's
doing out
community,
here?
a thriving town in Jackson, with heat, electricity, and safety. Joel reunites with his brother and meets Maria, Tommy's pregnant wife.
Maria is, she
Joel,
saved my life.
doubting his ability to protect Ellie, asks Tommy to take her the rest of the way. Ellie overhears. Later, she confronts Joel, reminding him she's lost everyone,
But I have
and if he
lost
leaves
people
her,
too.
she'll be alone again.
Everybody I have cared for has either died or left me. Everybody fucking except for you!
The next morning, Joel changes his mind. They ride to a university in Colorado, where the Fireflies were supposed to be. But the lab is empty.
At least it ain't clickers.
Yeah, no fireflies either.
Raiders attack. Joel is stabbed during the escape, and Ellie helps him to safety. As winter sets in, Joel is barely clinging to life. Ellie hunts for food and meets 2 men, David and James, who offer to trade penicillin
Medicine?
for meat. She accepts and returns to treat Joel, but David's group turns out to be cannibals, and Joel killed some of their men. They track Ellie down, capture her, and prepare to kill her.
You had your chance.
Ellie fights back, killing James. She's locked in a burning restaurant with David, who tries to attack her. She overpowers him and kills him in a brutal struggle. Joel finds her afterward and comforts her like a father.
It's okay. I got you. I got you.
As spring arrives, they continue towards Salt Lake City. Ellie is quiet and withdrawn, still processing what happened.
You okay? You kind of seem extra quiet today. So.
They pass through abandoned areas, sharing memories along the way. Joel reveals that after Sarah died, he once tried to take his own life. He says time didn't heal him.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
Ellie did. Near the city, they're ambushed by Fireflies. Joel is knocked out. When he wakes, Marlene informs him that Ellie is being prepped for surgery. Her immunity stems from Cordyceps growing in her brain since birth.
It makes normal Cordyceps think that she's Cordyceps. It's why she's immune.
The only way to develop a cure is to remove the infected tissue, killing her in the process. Joel refuses to accept it. He kills the surgeon and Firefly soldiers, rescues an unconscious Ellie, and flees. Marlene intercepts him in the parking garage, pleading for him to reconsider. He shoots her and drives off. Later, Ellie wakes in the back seat.
It's all right.
Joel lies to her, saying the Fireflies had found other immune people.
They were running some tests on you. And some others.
But the cure failed. She doesn't respond right away.
Hey, wait.
As they near Jackson, Ellie stops and asks Joel to swear that everything he said about the Fireflies is
Swear to
true.
me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
Joel replies.
I swear.
She looks at him and says,
Okay.